and our executive director, Deborah Cabral. I want to say thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm talking to everyone when I say to you that the backbone of this nation was built on black labor and all of its legacies. If you don't know, let me be the first to tell you that as black people, we are brilliant, we're bold, we're beautiful, we're benevolent, we're blessed, we're bright, we're boundless, we're poignant, we're balanced, we're beloved, we're blazing, we're breathtaking, we are blossoming, we are bold, we are brainy, we are bountiful, we are bustling, and we are brave. So, good afternoon, and on behalf of myself, I greet all the dignitaries, the elected officials, my fellow colleagues, my transgender, gender nonconforming, intersex, two-spirit communities, the LGBTQIA+ community, my fellow union brothers and sisters, and of course, my DPH family. We come today not just to honor Black history, but we come to recognize the hands that built this nation, the minds that shaped its industries, and the voices that demanded justice in the workplace. From the fields to the factories, from the railroads to the boardrooms, Black labor has been the backbone of this nation and the fuel for American progress. Yet, too often, it has been overlooked, undervalued, and underpaid. As you saw in those charts. Frederick Douglass, let's talk about it. He was not just an abolitionist. He was a labor advocate, championing the rights for Black workers to earn a fair wage. A. Philip Randolph. Now that's a name that should be etched in the minds of every American. And every American. And he organized the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, the first Black laborer union to receive a national recognition. It was his tireless fight for workers' rights that led to groundbreaking for the March on Washington, where Dr. King himself famously declared his dream. And it wasn't just for freedom, it was for our economic equality. And what about Fannie Lou Hamer? I saw that in the slide. This woman fought for voting rights and worker protections and ensuring that sharecroppers and domestic workers of the South had a voice. She famously coined the phrase, "I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired." And here we are back at the same juncture some 40 years back. Let's not stop there. What about Dorothy Bolden? Dorothy Bolden, the domestic worker turned laborer who organized thousands of black women into the National Domestic Worker Union, demanding dignity and fair pay for work long dismissed. And let us not forget whose labor fueled the very foundation of America. Enslaved Africans. Enslaved Africans. Because you see, enslaved African whose sweat and suffering laid the bricks for our economy today. And let us not forget the Black steel workers, the coal miners, the shipbuilders that powered this nation through war and industrial revolution. And we cannot, we must not, and we shall not forget the Black women who labored as maids, as seamstress. My mom was a maid. She also mended clothes in New Orleans so that I could have a degree. Let us not forget those Black women who labored as maids and seamstresses and caregivers and holding up households and entire communities while being denied their own economic security. Because you see, black labor is innovation. And let me be clear again. Black labor is innovation. Madam C.J. Walker, the first black self-made black millionaire, built an empire from the ground up, creating thousands of jobs and opportunity for so many people. What about Dr. Shirley Jackson, a physicist whose work led to the development of fiber optics and the touch-tone phones and revolutionized how we communicate? Black labor is resilient. It's creativity. It is leadership. But see, the struggle is far from over. Today, black workers are still faced with wage gaps, job discrimination, and barriers to wealth building opportunities. But if history has taught us anything, it is that the spirit of our ancestors, the laborers, the strikers, the organizers, lives within us. So we stand on their shoulders, not just to remember, but to act, to demand fair wages, to support black businesses, to uplift unions, and to ensure that the contribution of black laborers, past and present, will never be forgotten or erased. Because let me say it louder and very clear, black history and black history is labor history. And so in closing, and black labor has never been just about survival. It has been about progress, about power, and about pushing the nation forward in justice it claims to stand for. I want to leave you with an important poem that spoke to my heart and that's appropriate. And I want to leave this when you're at your desk and you're feeling like I felt earlier this week. Defeated, not sure. Remember this. It's your fear speaking. And someone said, our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Well, actually, who are you not to be? Your plain small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people around us doesn't feel insecure. We're born to shine. And we're born to manifest the glory that's within us. It's not just within some of us, it is within everyone. So when you let your light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And when we're liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically eliminates and liberates others. Thank you for your time.